take a look at the greenhouse and see what it looks like now. It's been a little while since we've been there. Alright, a sea of green and yellow. That is a beautiful sight for me. Look at all them flowers. There's not hardly any tomato set yet, but there's some, and we have got a lot of flowers. You can definitely see the influence of my cherry tomato on this breeding. Here's the corn. I'd say it's about 15 to 20 inches tall right now, looking pretty good. I haven't gotten around to putting in the pipe for flow to waste, but this is essentially what flow to waste is. Top down watering, just with enough for the plant but not to drain too much, and use water soluble fertilizer, and in this case it's coming from the flow to waste tank being pumped through this wand, which is basically no different than using any watering method for hydroponics. Here's the flow to waste pumping. This is just regular strength hydroponic nutrient. Water soluble nutrient. Had the pump plugged in, it's pumping up. It's going out to this Y here. It's blocked off right here, so the water from the water storage barrels can't come down. And it's being pumped here, and it's hitting the block, and it's going back down through the hose that's fed to this wand, and that's how I'm watering with hydroponic nutrient. Now, if I don't want to use hydroponic nutrient and use the water storage water, then all I have to do is turn this off here, and then turn this on here, and see it's coming down from this hose here, looping back around here, and then it'll just flow out as water storage by gravity, and the gravity pressure is really good too. So using the hose in two different ways. The original cross, that baby beef / plant number 5, was between Big Zack and my cherry tomato, and my cherry tomato is a multiflora, so I was hoping to get a lot of fruit set, and you can see that the cherry tomato definitely imparted increased bloom set. Now the size of the tomato is what I'm hoping to also improve with all these, and that's why I have so many of them. We're dry in the greenhouse. It's been a lot of flooding this spring. Down here I've got some of my cherry tomatoes for the next and final generation. Alright, over here, remember them cucumbers? They looked pretty pitiful at one time, didn't they? But they're looking better now. And they're starting to show some fruit. Now this is a breeding of mine, and I'm hoping I can get some parthenocarpic gynaeceous fruit of good quality to carry forward. And I did this originally by having a plant that had a male flower or two on it, so I was able to take that and pollinate, and so from that we've got this breeding here. I don't know if these fruit are going to end up doing that or not, but hopefully it will. There's one or two open pollinated type varieties out there that are parthenocarpic, meaning they'll grow without being pollinated, and gynaeceous, which is mostly all female. So that's what I'm hoping to get, something that it will get to the open pollinated stage. In other words, you can save seed from it every year without being a hybrid like most seed companies are selling. That way I can continue to have this fruit year to year of my own. Here's the spinach. I still haven't thinned them. I'm not sure if I'm going to. I might go to baby leaf first and take a harvest or two. And I need to plant some turnip greens so I can mix the two. But we're going to a park today, and so that's going to have to wait a few days till we get back from the RV park. These seeds are pea seeds, Oregon Giant, that I got for microgreens, and they didn't germinate very well for me as microgreens, and you can be assured that's why they're not germinating well here. It was definitely the seed. Grapes are getting longer. They're sending out vines. I don't see any little small grapes on this one. I thought there might be, being that some of these were second year, or maybe the plant was a second year plant. Potatoes, these 3 containers of potatoes, they're doing really well. And it's been a couple months, 3 months, I don't know. It's been a while. I'll try to look back and see when I planted these, but and then give you a date here. But they should, between 90 and 120 days, they should be harvested, or I should harvest them, but I'm going to wait for them to die back some. This is leftover from when putting them into the fawn. That's broccoli. Got some cabbage here. There's some extra eggplant down there, 2 extra, and they're doing real good in that solo cup. But I planted 2 out in the garden, and that's all I really need. Gonna do the wrapping technique on these 2 cucumbers. There's actually 2 in each container, so there's 4 there that I'm gonna do with the breeding work, but I'm gonna wrap these instead. Right next to it are runner beans. I just wanted to see what they taste like compared to regular green beans. I've heard they're similar. Over here I've got remnants of leftover squash. I've got Xmas or Christmas here. I've got some of Madison's Choice there, some early prolifics there, and of course that's the other grape. I am going to just keep hitting them with some water, and I'm going to see what they'll do like just sitting in the greenhouse in them 3/4 gallon pots. Who knows? This is plant 5. These are the one. This is the mother of all the plants that are behind me in the fawn, and saved the seed from it, and I'm growing it out. The coloration is different now that it's out in the greenhouse. They were pink, and now they're getting some redder tones to it, so I'm kind of anxious to see what that's going to do. Right next to it is a big Zac that I've whacked back, because the only thing I'm doing with it is using it. This is a back cross fruit. That's well over a pound now, I can tell you that for sure. But I'm using, that is a big Zac that was pollinated with baby beef. And what I'm attempting to do is impart some of the qualities from this plant into a bigger beefsteak. It's called a back cross, because this is the plant that was crossed with my cherry tomato. Not this one specifically, but the same tomato produced this plant and the cross I used for the original one that made this one. So it's a granddaughter or grandson, whatever you want to call it, a grand plant back to the original, just to bring out some size. This one I let grow as well, and I'm just going to save seed from that if it ends up doing well. These are my sweet candle carrots. They're doing really good. I have felt in there, there's some size to them. I just haven't picked any. They're just sitting in there growing. Just sitting in there growing. I need to do a harvest of at least 1 container probably, or a few of them for you so you can see. And these 3 containers right next to the carrot over here is my California Brian pepper selections. This is where I took a a hybrid pepper called mariachi, and I saved the seed, and this is the, I think, the 3rd generation, and I'm liking this one more than the other 2, but this one's also pretty good. So I cut it back because I want to mature that seed, and I had some aphid issues, so I wanted, now that the other plants aren't in there, I cut it back. It also allowed this to bush really out, so I can monitor the growth habits and help me make the selection between these 3 for the next generation. And that's what it's like in the greenhouse right now. It's pretty warm. It is. But I've got the sides rolled up, and of course, now that I'm videotaping, as always, I can hear the pump just kicked on to the whole fawn system. So that's it for this update, guys. Everything is going very well. I'm very pleased with the way it's going. I mean, it's not perfect. Everything is not going exactly the way I want it, but it is, mostly it is. And I'm really having a good time with the greenhouse this year so far. This is Brent. We'll see you later. Did you know you can subscribe to me? Check it out. Click right here on the subscribe button. See that? It's got a little check next to it. If you click on the little bell to the right of it, it'll bring up a little notification that says send me all notifications for the channel every time I make a video. Click save. You'll get an email notification that I have made a new video. This is for those who don't know. Thanks for watching. You guys take care.